I'm just going to do a quick demonstration of how I like to shade different facial features. In this video, I'm just going to cover the mouth. I'm going to add a PDF of different facial features like eyes, nose, mouth, different ways to start drawing them, different ways to actually shade them, just different drawings of those features just to give you an idea of what they look like. But I'm going to just show you the step-by-step on how I begin to draw a mouth. So I'm going to take my HB pencil, it's kind of right in the middle, and I'm just going to lightly kind of sketch out where I want the edges of the mouth to be. And I'm also going to look at my picture a lot. And that'll be the inside line, like right where the lips meet. And then I've got my bottom lip here. I'm starting out really light because some of these areas might have a lighter edge rather than a really dark, harsh edge. Unless you're wearing like a really dark lip liner or something, you're not going to have a really dark edge to your lip. Alright, so after I've done a light outline, I'm going to go ahead and pick out where my darkest values are. So this is going to be right in the crease, right between the lips. So I'm going to go in right here. I'm going to pay attention to kind of where that darkest value lies. And then you can kind of see there's a little bit of like those creases, and those are pretty dark, so I'm going to go ahead and add those in as well. And then there's a little bit of shading that comes in right on the top of that bottom lip. So really I'm still looking at where it's most dark in that picture. And then I'm going to start stepping it down to like more of a medium value. So I have my 4B. I was just using my 6B pencil. I'm going to start shading around those areas. So right now I'm using that tonal technique of shading. With this project you can use whatever shading technique you would like, whatever you prefer. The tonal or smudging is probably going to be one of the easier ones, or most intuitive really. But you can use whatever technique you'd like. So now the way I'm shading is more in the direction that I see the texture of the lip. So I'm starting to curve it down, similar to how I see those lines in the lips. And what I'm noticing is that there's a large highlight area right here in the photo. So I'm going to do that same thing in my drawing. So I'm going to leave that really bright highlight spot light right now. I'm not even going to color it in until maybe later, and I might even leave some that are totally white. And then I notice here at the bottom of the lip it gets a little bit darker, like right underneath the lip, kind of going into the chin. And then up here at the top I can see it's a little bit darker there, but for the most part my top lip is a lot lighter than my bottom lip, so I'm going to move into maybe my 2B pencil here. So it's a little bit lighter than my 4B. And then I'm noticing as well on the edges of the corners of the mouth, they actually get a little bit darker too, because they're kind of starting to press together, receding back into space. Usually when things are farther away from us, they seem darker. When they're closer to us, they're lighter. Just like this crease right here is darker because it's reaching back into space. But then the part of the lip that sticks out the most is usually the lightest, like right here on the bottom lip, because it's hitting more of that light. All right. And now that I have my 2B pencil, which is a little bit harder than, say, that 6B pencil, remember? So I can actually make more detailed lines. So I'm going to go back in and kind of add in that texture of the lip as well. And you could use a 2H pencil for this if you wanted a really nice crisp line as well, but I'm currently using my 2B pencil. So I'm going to go, well, I'll continue using my 2B pencil just to give it a light shade right in here as well. And then right here, where we've got a lot of texture in that lip, I'm going to kind of soften it because I don't need all that highlight, because there's really only highlight right here. All right, My last thing I'm going to do, after I've left all those highlight spaces open, I'm going to go back with my 6B pencil, my darkest one, and really kind of push any of those darker values. Now that I have my middle values in, I want to press forward with these darker values and really just kind of boost them up a little bit. Adding in those really dark values is going to really add a nice punch to your drawing. So there you go. So what I like to do is start with the darkest values, find where my darkest values and shadows are, block all those out, and then when I start to go in with my middle values, I kind of draw around anywhere there's a highlight. So I don't want to color in or shade in anywhere there's a highlight. And remember, a highlight is where the light is so bright it's reflecting off of a certain surface, like in this area and this area of the lip.